What's up, Nibbles? J-Dog out here in Youngstown, Ohio. Here to catch a quick fucking video for all the Devils right after the Redefining Darkness Fest. So I figured, shoot a goddamn quick vid in the hotel room before I get out of here and get some goddamn breakfast. So, just wanted to tell you guys, yeah, the fest went cool. All the guys came out, and I met a few of you guys that watched. It was cool to meet you guys too. And definitely got me thinking, and I want you guys to put in the comments of I'm going to bring up in a meeting for health talking about redoing our fest because we've been talking about it. People ask in the comments, and I'm like, yeah, no, yeah, well, we've talked about it, and we have talked about it even maybe a month like when MDF announced that they're fucking not doing their shit no more. We talked about it. So what about us? And but anyways, the question to you guys is look up in Youngstown, Ohio. The club is called West Side Bowl. So even if you're an out of towner, kind of like look into it and tell me if that would be an interest if you guys who would come to the fucking fest and who won it. We probably do. But what I'd shoot for is again probably Labor Day weekend, 2 days, maybe be a 3 day fest, probably 2 days to start. We'll see the bands, but I mean, as far as drive wise, because even for me, it's like an hour drive. But some of you guys would be made close. Like some of you guys come from PA and stuff like that, be even closer than Cleveland probably for some of you. But I'm curious as to like the destination, if it'd be a turnoff for anybody for to come to another Hell's Headbash. So just kind of get some, just kind of somewhat of an idea. I will say this though, it's the first time I've ever been to the club, and I think the club is probably the best club I've ever been into. It's a bowling alley slash restaurant slash venue. There's two stages, upstairs venue and a downstairs venue. I wish fucking Eric and Chase were able to make it to the goddamn show to check out the club themselves too, because they do a lot of the well, shit. To be honest, they do most of the work for us to set shit up. So they think it's sufficient or not. Deceased played last night. I asked King, got his opinion. He thought it was a good club. He definitely thinks the sound guy wasn't the best, but you can always get a different sound guy. That was his only complaint. So, any of you guys that were at the club too, guys, for this thing, put in your comments what you thought of that club, and for the other Devils that do travel for shows, look it up and see what you think. So, show you what I got too. Fucking the main band I wanted to see was you guys know I love Macabre, so I just picked up which I had this LP already. I didn't realize there's a repress on Friday night. So this is Sunday when I'm recording this, getting ready to go fucking home. What was it? Nuclear Blast. Bought the whole catalog and they repressed Murder Model. So I bought that, and I had all three guys sign it because I met all three of them a few times now, but I've never had them sign anything. So I was like, fuck it, because I have the Season of the Mist pressing of this, but even though I was like, picked it up there and had them sign it. Didn't get it on tape or nothing like that because kind of wasn't like convenient at all. So, but this is the Nuclear Blast repress, and Dennis the Menace told me that they're supposed to do the entire catalog, repress everything, Dahmer again, Sinister Slaughter, everything. So, and the fact that this was on a color vinyl too, that's the main reason I got it. I was a different pressing color vinyl. I was like, I have them signed here, so that way down memory lane, I have something now archived. As you guys know, I like to do, like get a photo or get something signed. Like a lot of shit I showed you on camera. But I'm just showing you the repress that exists. You know, in case you happen to fucking give a fuck. So, anyways, that's that. And while we're here, we'll just knock out a few questions. I can't remember what the fuck video I left off on, so I pulled the one that I know I did do. I think it was the next line, and tough shit. That's what we fucking are. It's the video, Why the Hate for Entombed? Dismember just as crappy, question mark. This was 3 weeks ago, 997 views, 162 comments. And just to keep it quick, because I'm looking to get the fuck out of here because I'm starving. I did I scrolled down to the first question that we thought would be answering. Chad Apple question, thoughts on Dissection? I like all three albums. Yes, even Rain Gas. So the first two are great. Storm of the Lights Bane is definitely my favorite. Their demos are good too, but they were a band where a lot of times, I think the demos are much better than the albums for bands. I thought Dissection's albums were definitely much better than the demos because the demos were just kind of like just almost just like another death metal band in a sense. And then when they kind of got more like black metal on the albums, I just thought it was much better. That's where they earned their style and niche. Rain Chaos, I remember when it first came out, I only listened to a couple songs of it. When it first came out, thought it sucked then. And it's funny because about 3 months ago or so, I think I was at the gym, and on my YouTube player, when it goes the next song, whatever, I guess Dissection was one on the list or whatever. and it was a Rain Chaos song, or maybe I saw him like it was on your recommended list, and I clicked on it or whatever. But it was just one song too. I was like, man, this is fruity as hell. I was like, I forgot like maybe I didn't get to that track because I never actually officially listened to the whole album, but I was kind of surprised how just like I didn't get fruity or gothy or girly. I don't even know what the word before that it was. I kind of didn't even remember that. I just remember not liking it. But I was like, Jesus fucking Christ! No wonder why everyone was tearing this one a new one. And that was about 3 months ago. So heard a few songs in totality, spaced over time, and both times I didn't like it. But the first two are I always thought were very good. Cardiac Arrest also. I'm with you on Hate Campaign. Saw them on that tour and got the shirt. That is one regret. Well, it doesn't matter now because it would have fit me anyways. But didn't get a tour shirt on that tour of Hate Campaign. Yeah, because of the time too. That was the new album. You didn't like when you're in the time of the moment. You never thought of anything of it. You know what I mean? Because like, dude, and the reason why, not that that cover's like overly fucking awesome. I gotta have a shirt of it. It's just I like that album a lot. And if nothing else, I don't think I've ever been at a show or anything and seen anybody walking around with a goddamn Dismember Hate Campaign shirt. I don't think ever. So, but even if I did get it, like I said, it would have fit me anyway. So, gonna have to search one out or go with a possible bootlegger out there. I'm sure there's some Mexican bootleg or something out there, right? Which is fine by me. Joshua Michael, hey J Dog, greetings from Malaysia. Shout out to goddamn Malaysia over here. Justin, just found your channel about 1 month ago, and I've been binge watching ever since. So I like to hear it. Keep on watching. Go all the way back to December 24th. That was my first goddamn video. Not sure if you have answered this, but do you like any Southeast Asian metal bands? And if you do, who would you like to work with slash release with Hell's Headbangers? And who all makes the cutoff for Southeast Asia? I mean, when I think of Southeast Asia, I think of Impiety from Singapore, and we have worked with them. And the first two Impieties, I'm a huge fan of. I even like the third one. When the third one first came out, the Chaos Command 696, I liked it, but didn't like it. And then going back to it, I like it. I definitely I went back to it about whenever Osmos did that repress, which shit, now it seemed like it was recently, but I'm thinking about, I was like, fuck, that was already quite a while ago, maybe 3 to 5 years ago. That's when I revisited it again. Listen, I'm like, it's a good album. It's definitely not as good as the first two. Skull Fucking, I think, is definitely the best, and their early 7 inches are really good too. After Chaos Command 696, I was kind of like I remember the first. What's the one right after that? Paramount Evil. I remember that being a goddamn trigger gun fest that I couldn't stand how the trigger sound and not liking it. Um, the split 7 inch with Surrender Divinity, which that's another band I was going to bring up. Surrender Divinity. That I think of them too when I think of Southeast Asia. The split with Surrender Divinity, I remember being god ass awful. Although I think I still own that 7 inch because the packaging is like super nice. This was kind of like when that 7 inch came out. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, it's a double 7 inch and it's on a gatefold cover. All you young devils probably take that for granted. Like you see a gatefold 7 inch cover and think nothing of it. I remember when I first saw gate 7 inch gatefold covers, I was like, what the fuck? A gatefold on a 7 inch? The first one I ever seen was by Abysmal Grief. Pretty sure that was the first one. I was like, what the fuck? They do gatefold 7 inches? But the Impiety Surrender Divinity, when it happened, it wasn't much longer after that, and they were still rare. So I kind of like nice 7 inch. I was like, I do like Impiety. These songs kind of suck. I remember having some, it was either Surrender Divinity or Impiety. I forget which side, but one of the outros, too, I'm pretty sure it was the Impiety side, was stupid as fuck. It was like some ghetto Mexican like gangbang thing going on or something like what the fuck does this have to do with piety? Like this doesn't even make sense. Like why is this even on here? It's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Um, the 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 album that we were affiliated with, the Versus Gods, I actually thought that was a better album. I definitely didn't like it as much as the two, even Chaos Command 696. It's like, oh, this is pretty decent though, because for a while there, I remember Piety's like, I don't like it, but a lot of them I never went back and listened to it. But when Shiathan sent us the stuff and asked us to work with them, again, because we dealt with them and stuff in the past. And he sent us the audio for that. Even Chase like, oh, this new Empire is actually pretty decent. And I was, oh, yeah, I agree. I was like, I wonder if the ones prior to it are as well. And what would my recollection of like Paramount Evil now would be? Because I haven't listened to that since whenever that came out. Is what Agonia Records that put that out? What what would that be like 08, 09, maybe 010, somewhere around there. So that was the last time I heard it. So when I think of Southeast Asia, the Southeast Asia, those are the two bands that pop into my mind. Trying to think of someone from Malaysia who I like. Like you got some of the older bands like the Brain Dead and stuff that Nuclear Now reissued that where they did that album of what 92 and stuff. I thought that stuff was okay. There's definitely at least somebody I like from your country, Malaysia. Oh, Singapore too, another band, Abhor. The Rompus of the Undead 7 inch. I absolutely love that. The full length is pretty good. I do like the full length, but the 7 inch is tip top. I've always loved that. So then Singapore, Southeast Asia, if you count that. Surrender Divinity, when I was talking about them, I did. The first thing I got was the 7 inch on was it Legion of Doom Records from France. When he put that out, Surrender Divinity was considered one of those kind of like obscure bands. I don't know if I guess that was kind of his shtick was putting out 307 inches by just obscure bands, I guess, and not only obscure bands, but from kind of like more obscure locations. So actually, I thought he kind of had something really cool going on. I don't even know if he's done anything in a while, and if he has, maybe he does more like just regular releases, for lack of a better term. I liked it when he was just doing the 307 inches, and that was it. But Surrender Divinity, I haven't listened to that 7 inch in a while. I can't remember. Like, I think it's a full, just pure Surrender Divinity 7 inch. It might be a split with somebody, but I'm pretty sure it is. I still own that, and I remember that's what I liked. And then when I heard a full length, I'm like, kind of like with a lot of bands, you heard the demo was great, and then you get the full length, you're like, it doesn't suck. Like what they got albums like Manifest Blasphemy and stuff. It's decent black metal, but I didn't think it was anything overly special. But try to draw on a blank as of like other Southeast Asia bands that I actually listen to and like. There are definitely some. I mean, like again, if you're talking about it, does this band like Sabat count? You can they have that's what that release with Southeast Asia. Maybe that's because that's where the location was. But it's Japan, so Sabat from Japan, if you count them too. So Yacht Rock guys, yeah, just Yacht Rock guy. Shout out to you, Brara. Definitely don't recognize that user ID. J Dog, will there be a repress of the Mutilated Veterans 12 inch and a CD discography? Big fan of all Dopey's bands. No talk of it. I mean, when we put it out, and that was, of course, pretty cool you brought them up because nobody ever brings it up. Like, it was a band like even Dishammer and stuff, Dopey's side project. I wasn't like a huge fan, but I'm like, it's good, solid shit. It's nothing that I'm like, super excited about, but I never got a chance to meet Dopey, and the only chance I kind of almost did was Makatazo did, maybe even Dishammer. The year that I played, one of the years I went to Maryland Death Fest, definitely Makatazo at least played. I know he was walking around. I think he maybe came up to the booth when I wasn't there and said hi, and it was just Eric was there, or maybe even Chase. But I did want to get to meet him, and he's kind of if he's in the project, I at least respect it and I'll check it out. And everything he's done, I think, is at least decent, solid stuff. And but Mutilated Veterans, yeah, no one brings it up. I thought it was, I have the LP, thought it was solid stuff. Can't say I know it. I mean, it'd probably be another to do this if I put it on. But cool to see someone brought it up because not too many people brought it up. Um, and it took a while to sell out, so I don't know if a repress we were to do it, it'd probably be something like years and years down the line, like something I'd be interested in talking about a repress, just because it's been enough years, but it wasn't a hot seller. Is the two bands I've always told you guys about that were on Hell's I Love was like Church Bazaar and Victimizer, reissuing their stuff because when I look back, I'm like, fuck, it's been going on 15 years now. So um, just making it available again. I mean, I have my copy, so I don't care one way or another. Just make it available for the younger devils, the 18-year-olds and shit that I meet, like Goat Man like yesterday, for example, stuff like that. You know what I mean? But the Mutilated Veterans, maybe in another 5 years or so when it's more obscure and maybe demand for it. But very cool to see somebody bringing them up in the comments and not just seeing all the same goddamn bands that everybody talks about. Spencer King's asking about some of a J Dog. Do you mix a bromelain Corson supplement with your NAC? I've read they work synergistically with each other. I mean, I don't like mix them, but I mean, I definitely probably take them at the same time. Like I take pills, my supplement pills, 3 times a day. I take a stack with my breakfast, which is like, I know my multivitamin and multimineral alone is five twice a day, so that's five. Anyways, so morning is probably 20 pills. Midday it's like six, and then nighttime it's probably another 20 or so. So I mix them, but not because I like thought of synergy and I think that, just because convenience. And a lot of them, a lot of dietary supplement foods you want to take with food, otherwise it'll fuck your stomach up, make you feel like shit. So I just do that as kind of as like I said, just convenience. Harry Quinn, J Dog, did you see that Eric Andre was rocking a House by the Cemetery shirt? When you say House by the Cemetery, are you talking about the movie or are you talking about Mortician? Don't know if you like him. Who's Eric Andre? Do I know who that is? Honey, do I know who Eric Andre is? I don't know. That's what I'm asking. Don't know who he is, to be honest with you. Don't know if you like him. I sure don't. He's as funny as an orphanage on fire. Speaking about that shirt, the fucking Relapse Records logo's down the sleeve totally ruins it. Oh, so you are talking about Mortician. So he was wearing a Mortician House by the Cemetery. Um, I hope you like. I mean, what do I think of it? Yeah, I heard. Yeah, that's what we talked about. That. Whatever. I think he's kind of if he doesn't listen to it, which there's no god. I mean, actually, House by the Cemetery. I'll go on record. I think that's probably the heaviest record of all goddamn time. That the tuning was any different than Hacked Up for Barbecue thing, but the extra added rawness. Um, I mean, this guy. I don't know. I don't know anything about him. I literally don't even know what he looks like. But if he's some just regular celebrity, I highly doubt he likes that. Just be if, of all things he wouldn't like, I would pick that. Like for example, if he was wearing a Cobb shirt or a Cannibal Corpse or Suffocation, I would be like. I highly doubt he likes that, but that's at least more believable. Specifically, the House by the Cemetery album, I was like, I would bet a large sum of money he doesn't like that. It's kind of annoying because that's like for me one of the greatest records of all time, especially if you were talking about the heavy category. It's funny because a lot of devils are gonna fucking hate it out. Man, I hate Mortician. Sounds like shit. Drum machine. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, the heaviest fucking release of all time. In my book. I mean, I know a lot of people could argue. You could argue with. So to me, like if you're gonna argue something, what's heavier than Mortician House by the Cemetery? The next things that come in line, other than the rest of the Mortician catalog, to me is like Incantation, Onward of Golfa, Mortal Throne Nazarene, and like Rochivore. Outside of that, who's fucking heavier? I mean, I'm sure there's probably some fucking new band that started 2 years ago or whatever that's trying or whatever. But at least as far as classics are concerned, as far as I'm concerned, let me know if you think there's something heavier. We're at 18 minutes, so we'll knock out one goddamn more. Let's grab a kind of a quickie. PT Bruiser, all with periods in between them, so it's obviously an abbreviation for something. Shout out to you, Bra Rod. Definitely never seen you either. J Dog, what do you think of Frozen Soul? I used to play with Chris, their guitar player, and Steel Bearing Hand, which I prefer much more since I myself am a thrasher. But I'd be interested to hear your opinion. Frozen Soul, do they rip or not? So I've only listened to them once in the shop, and I just remember it being more, oh, I've heard this a million times, death metal. Um, but I will say this, and I know I think it was the first album I listened to because that was all that was out. And then a year later, 6 months or whatever, another one came in, and I'm pretty sure it's the new one, which I did not listen to. They were a band I wanted to go back and listen to it again, for nothing else, to at least be in the loop because they're kind of blowing up. I don't think they're 200 stab wounds blowing up, but not far behind. And as one of the newer bands, I want to be like, all right, well, at least say I gave them an honest chance. Now I'm in the loop. I heard them. I liked them. I didn't like them. Because when I see bands like that, when I heard it, I'm like, all right, this is band 10 million number one of this style that just came out 3 years ago or whatever. I'm just kind of confused why everybody's all over them, as opposed to other bands that are doing the same style that are just as good, if not better, that they don't even literally pay attention to whatsoever. It's just kind of a confusing thing. So I kind of want to at least, all right, maybe I'm not hearing something, maybe I'm missing out on something. So let me give it a full honest listen. So I have their band have been meaning to go back and give it another honest fucking listen and be like, this is the official statement. It's fucking fine. That's it. But when I did listen to them, I didn't realize their popular hype was up at the time. I was literally just in the shop doing packings, things like that. So half paying attention. It didn't grab my attention. And I didn't shut it off either. Listen to both sides. It was an LP, A side, B side. I listened to it. I was like, it's okay. But more and more people talking to them. I see shirts and I see this stuff coming in. And it sells pretty decent too for house when we get it in. I'm like, all right, I'll put it back on. I was like, I don't remember thinking anything special, but let me give it a second chance. So that's pretty much my thoughts on them. So I will keep you in the loop on them when I listen to them. Again, I don't know if we have any. I'll check them out hopefully this week if I remember if we have anything left in stock. So that's my thoughts on them. Comments, questions, concerns, goddamn, put it in there. And I want to know about that. See, here's LCAT. Fucking get ready to go back home. Let me know, guys, about that. About what you think. Check out the venue and Hell's Headbash doing it. Another cool thing too is because like we rented a hotel. Hotels, there's a shitload of them, and it's like a 9-minute drive to all you out of towners. And there's tons of places to eat. There's like Perkins Restaurant, Bob Evans, Cracker Barrel, every fast food restaurant. So eating's not a problem, etc. As opposed to when we did it at the Agora, it was like you couldn't find shit because it's a downtown shithole. It's not a shithole at all. Parking's free, tons of parking. You know, there's park on the road bullshit. I hope your fucking car's there when you can get out of the show. So a lot of perks. So look it up. Let me know if you'd attend. Not this fucking bullshit. Like, yeah, I will. Like, if you actually fucking would too. So yeah, not like kind of like more ammo for the meeting, goddammit. So put in those fucking comments, don't be shy, because I want to know the honest answer, goddammit. And if it's a no, put it in there. Not gonna hurt my feelings. See you tomorrow, goddammit. Later.